Hi, my name is Carson Freeman. Today I'll be discussing with you about how a basic model engine works for my informative speech. I got the idea because I work at Ford of Bernie in the service department. This is my basic model engine. As we go through the speech, I'll point out some few pointers on the basic model engine to help describe it to you. These are my audience members: Brittany, Christopher, Roger, and Peyton. They are also my coworkers. And then as for most people, they use their vehicle just to put gas in it because it gets them to point A to point B. But today I'll be discussing with you about how a basic model engine works, as well as where the power comes from and the differences between a basic model gas engine versus a diesel engine. So the most basic model engine is the reciprocating engine. It is also the most used engine. Engines need oxygen to burn fuel. During the intake stroke, valves open to allow the piston to act like a syringe, drawing in air through the engine's intake system, as stated by Cowell. During the intake stroke, fuel is then sprayed into the intake system through the use of injectors to help mix the air and fuel before entering the combustion chamber. Whenever the fuel is sprayed into the combustion chamber by the injectors, the more sprayed out it is, the easier it is to become a vapor, so it can be burned. So, just after the piston begins its downward travel, the spark plug then ignites the air-fuel mixture. And this timing is crucial because if it ignites it before this moment, then it can cause damage to the engine. Think of it as a bike. When pedaling, you're pushing down during the combustion stroke. This stroke then gets the wheels rolling like your vehicle. Once the combustion stroke reaches the bottom dead center, the exhaust valves open to allow gases to get pumped out of the engine like a syringe expelling air. When the exhaust is then expelled, it goes through the exhaust system, then exiting the back of the vehicle. The valves then close and repeat the process. The conversion of fuel energy into power in an engine starts when petrol is mixed with air inside the intake manifold through the combination of injectors and valves to form a highly combustible mixture, as stated by Wärtsilä. Combustion engines employ rapid expansion of hot gases to push a piston within a cylinder, converting the linear movement of the piston into a rotational movement of a crankshaft to generate power, as stated by Wärtsilä. Here's where the exhaust is, the fan on the model, and here's where air gets drawn in as well, and the exhaust that gets expelled out. Now the differences between a gas and a diesel engine. A gas engine, fuel is mixed with air, compressed by pistons, and ignited by sparks. In diesel engines, the air and fuel is mixed in similar ways to a gas engine, but instead of igniting it by a spark, it is ignited by compression. A diesel engine is about 20% more thermal efficient than a gas engine, as stated by Brian Marshall. Diesel engines also run at a much slower RPM than a gas engine, therefore there's a less wear and tear and a more expected life cycle out of a diesel engine. Due to them having to compress things versus having the intake, like on a gas engine, having the injectors or the spark plugs ignite the fuel, since it's a compression, it causes for more room. That's why diesel engines are much bigger than a gas engine. The combustion of a gas engine is controlled by a spark, whereas a diesel engine, they don't use a spark, but rather it's called a compression combustion engine. There is a much higher compression ratio on a diesel engine than there is on a gas engine. The air-fuel mixture is then squeezed so much that it combusts on its own, as stated from UTI. And that is it. My conclusion is thank you for coming, and if you have any questions, yeah. All right, and then doing the audience analysis forms. All right, thank you.